We're now going to focus on building a pipeline of job-ready talent. Josh is on a mission to unlock human potential by creating tools that effectively nurture each individual's potential. The inspiring Supriya Paul, CEO and co-founder of Josh Talks, is now going to guide us through discussions on preparing workers in today's workforce with the skills needed in today's tech landscape. If you can please welcome our next panelist.
So what we are really going to talk about is, what does Bharat think of online education? So our goal behind this entire conversation is to get an insight into how people make decisions with respect to buying learning products online. So I'm going to take you through everyone's stories, but what we're going to focus on is the role of trust, the role of pricing, how payment mechanisms work for users focused in tier 2, tier 3 cities, and how they make decisions. The second part of this discussion, I want to go into the feeling of trust. I was talking to the panelists offline, and all of them reiterated the same thing, that for us to buy a product online, the one thing that matters to us the most is how much do we trust that brand. So Shivam, if we can just start with you and that story that you were telling me on phone fraud in Jamtara, and how do you validate every purchase that you make now?
So when it comes to any transaction or relationship with any organization, then there comes a trust. So in India these days, there are a lot of financial scams going on. And as a finance student, whenever I do any transactions, I just first try to know everything about those things, those transactions. So when Sayan sir called me, so I was thinking that there might be chances that this might be the spam calls or scam calls. So I just did proper due diligence of all those things said by him. Then I went, because as I have seen the web series Jamtara, that there are a lot of financial scams. Most of the times they are trying to come up with new stories. So even these days they are not only talking about the money to be debited, they will call you that and they will tell you that we are crediting some amount in your account, and after some time they will tell you that, oh, I have just created some extra, you just please send me back those amounts. So my first point is this: even if you are making any transaction, whether it is debit or credit, be conscious, and if it's big amount, then just cross-check.
Some online classes and you viewed content online. So which area did you find more helpful for you? Was it beneficial to study in physical classrooms, or did you also like the online experience? And if you were to compare, दोनों को compare करोगे तो आपको better क्या लगा, online या offline? Shivam, you want to give something on this?
Of course. Actually, I was in the final year of my college during my internship. I was posted in the rural areas because I did my graduation in agriculture. So it was really tough for me to prepare for CAT examinations. So I want to just mention one thing: those who have to study, he will study whether it's offline or online, but those who have the potential to study, but he is in the rural areas and some remote areas, and he is not getting opportunities which the people in the cities are getting. He can't go to the city and afford those things. So I prepared for CAT through online coaching, and it helped me a lot because it provided me the flexibility of time. I was able to find the better educator over there. If you will go online, then you will find some quality stuffs, and you can easily find out then what things you have to study and what things you should skip. So it becomes very easy if you are living in a remote places where there is a problem of electricity. If rain comes, then electricity goes for 2 days. Then and if there is a very low internet penetration, so you can easily download those videos and you can watch in nights and study accordingly. So it helped me a lot in my preparing the B school examination. I scored 99 percentile in CMAT through this only.
That's amazing. And one of the other sort of key takeaways which I would like to summarize over here is that throughout the conversations that we've had yesterday and today, a lot of focus has been on how everyone in education is moving back to offline. But what's happened with the sort of effect of COVID over the last 2.5, 3 years is that the quality of education which is now accessible to people in tier 2, tier 3 India is very high online. So most of the people on this panel and the users that we speak to did not have access to, you could say, even subpar level of education. They used to go into offline English coaching institutes where the English coach or teacher didn't know English themselves. So that transition has happened now where everyone is hooked to high quality education. So I still feel if you look at the entire country and you remove the top 1% who can afford to go to a physical institute and pay 1.5 to 2 lakhs, the common consensus is still to prefer affordable, low-cost online solutions. And I'm going to ask one final question, and then I know we have 5-6 minutes, so I would love to take a question from the audience, if any. But for people who are building education companies or learning products now, what is it that you want from them? You know, in different stages of your career, you'll be giving different exams, you'll be upskilling yourself for jobs. So what are maybe 1 or 2 things that are your base expectations from learning companies like us? Shimam, you want to start?
So, as in the previous session, Sanjeev sir has also said that university as well as colleges are providing the technical knowledge. But the recruiter is actually looking for the technical knowledge as well as they're also focusing through to the soft skills. And in the country like India, where a lot of youth are there, and most of them are lacking in the soft skill because that soft skill will basically help them in getting jobs. And if you will talk to any recruiter, they will tell you that I need soft skills, I need a good attitude in a candidate because we can teach them the technical knowledge, but it's really difficult to change anyone's attitude, and it's really difficult for them to develop that soft skills because they will give you training for a few days and they will make you the job ready, but they will look for the soft skills, I think, which needs to be targeted in this era. And even the interview skills also, because if you will go for even to 5 to 6 mock interview, they will charge you around 5 to 10,000 these days. So if some organizations will try to focus on these things, it would be better for our country.
Great. Perfect. Since we have 2-3 minutes left, does anyone have any question for the panelists on stage? Perfect. Maybe we can start with.
So I work for an engineering college, and I see that a lot of students who want to study online, they open up their mobile phones. That's the main tech. They have it in hand. And somehow they kind of distract with other like social media apps, which whatever they have access to. So I wanted to hear from you, what is that may help you to stick to your online course, to stay consistent and be motivated?
Shivam, you want to add? Then we'll take one more question.
First, you need to have a clarity of thought for any competitive examination, and then you should be able to work for that. I actually did one thing during my all these preparations. I had kept 2 phones in which one of my college WhatsApp, which was a lot of messages coming whole the day. I just switch off the net of that phone and I connected with the coaching institute with other phone, through which I was focusing on my studies, and I, for that point of time, also deactivated my Instagram account because that's most disturbing. So in this manner, I manage all these things.
We'll take another question, and then Rahul, you can answer it. Yes.
Thank you. So basically what I want to know now, you guys have had quite a bit of experience on online. Obviously, it's not something you knew before. Right. So now that you know that online education exists, how do you go ahead to discover more platforms? Like, आप लोग कहाँ ढूंढते हैं अपना जो platform होता है, you know, जहाँ पे आपको अगर, for example, you want to learn finance, right, data analytics. How do you go about that search journey? Because obviously it's changed, right? पहले आप लोगों ने किसी के through discover किया, government, you know, or some friend or someone called you. How do you go about it now on your own?
You can find a lot of information on YouTube, and through YouTube, you can go to their website. In today's world, most of the coaching institute have more than 20 to 30% lectures free on YouTube. Even if you take any examples, they have those lectures free, and you can also connect on LinkedIn to the people of that industry. They will be really helpful to you.